Let's jump right into it. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're zooming in on a totally unexpected star of our modern infrastructure. When we think about the internet or cloud computing or AI, we usually picture those blinking server racks and massive fiber optic cables, right? But today, we're actually looking down. We're going to explore the hidden hero beneath our entire digital world, the static dissipative raised access floor. So think about this for a second. What really keeps a data center from just frying its own servers? Your first thought might naturally be, oh, massive industrial cooling towers, or maybe some advanced software firewall keeping the systems from overworking. But the primary physical defense system holding the whole shebang together, it isn't a massive fan, it isn't a piece of code. It is literally the very floor you walk on. Okay, so what exactly is this thing? Well, a static dissipative raised access floor, let's just call it an RAF for short, is an elevated flooring system built specifically to control electrostatic discharge, or ESD, inside a data center, all while simultaneously supporting complex cable routing and huge amounts of underfloor airflow. In practice, this brilliant setup pairs a highly conductive grounded metal understructure with an ESD-rated surface finish. This means any random static charge generated by people walking around or equipment moving just safely drains straight into the earth rather than jumping into and completely frying those highly sensitive electronics. Here's our quick roadmap for this explainer. We're looking at Section 1, the hidden hero. Section 2, anatomy of the floor. Section 3, the cooling engine. Section 4, mastering the cable maze. And wrapping up with 5, protecting the system. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the data center's hidden hero. You see, this floor actually has 3 distinct superpowers. It controls electrostatic discharge, it channels cooling airflow, and it organizes absolutely massive amounts of power and data cabling. Think of it kind of like this. If the servers are the brains of the data center, well, this raised floor is acting as both the respiratory and the nervous system for all that high-tech equipment sitting above it. Moving right along to Section 2, anatomy of the floor. Actually building out this highly engineered system takes 4 progressive steps. We've got Step 1, the pedestal system, Step 2, stringers and grid, Step 3, panel construction, and Step 4, surface finishes. Let's see how this all comes together from the ground up, shall we? Right, so Step 1 relies on the pedestal system. Construction starts by bolting these solid steel pedestals directly into the facility's concrete slab. These pedestals act as the sturdy legs of our floor, which means the entire data center is essentially floating right above the concrete. They support these removable floor panels, often using a lightweight cement fill to create a raised cavity underneath. And the real beauty here? Every single panel can be lifted up and moved around without disturbing the rest of the floor. That keeps the whole setup totally serviceable for the entire lifespan of the facility. Next up is Step 2. Here, stringers lock directly into the heads of those steel pedestals we just talked about. This forms a super rigid, ultra-secure grid right underneath the panels. But here is the really critical part. Every stringer carries a dedicated earthing point. They act almost like a lightning rod for static. The panels, the stringers, the pedestals, they all connect together to form one continuous discharge path that's directly wired straight into the facility's earthen grid. Step 3 brings us to the panels themselves, and honestly, these are serious engineering marvels. A typical panel features a calcium sulfate or concrete-filled steel core that rests on a galvanized steel base. They've also got this cushioning layer and, absolutely crucially, an ABS trim around the edges. Now, this trim doesn't just stop physical chipping from happening, it ensures a totally consistent electrostatic discharge path across every single joint in this massive room. And finally, Step 4, the surface finishes. This is the part you actually see and walk on. Common finishes bonded right to the panel surface include anti-static high-pressure laminate, we usually just call that HPL, or conductive PVC. So the big takeaway here is that it's this top finish bonded to the panel, not just the metal understructure, that really dictates the long-term static dissipative performance of the entire floor. All right, let's pivot a bit to Section 3, the cooling engine. So by raising the floor, we create what's called an underfloor plenum. You can picture this plenum as a high-speed superhighway for conditioned air. These huge air conditioning units, known as CRAC or CRAH units, just pump freezing cold air right into the sealed cavity. The raised floor then takes over and channels that cold air exactly where it's needed most, straight to the server's cold aisles, using these strategically placed perforated or directional airflow tiles.
Now, using the floor as a cooling engine creates some absolutely massive benefits. First up, direct delivery. Cold air is shot straight into the equipment intakes in the cold aisle, rather than just kind of inefficiently mixing with the warm room air. Second is heat absorption. The floor assembly itself actually absorbs some of the ambient heat, which takes a massive load off those giant AC units. Third, we get precise control. Because the airflow is managed entirely under the floor, rack-level temperatures are way easier to hold within strict specs. And finally, adaptability. If a server layout changes, no big deal. You just pick up a perforated tile and move it rack by rack to adjust the airflow perfectly.
Moving on to Section 4, Mastering the Cable Maze. Okay, so that exact same plenum that acts as an air superhighway, it also serves as the facility's nervous system, carrying incredibly dense power and data cabling. But crucially, these cables are kept totally separate from the airflow zones. Because every floor panel can be lifted individually, the benefits are just game-changing. Fast provisioning means new racks can get power and data instantly without taking live equipment offline. Easy tracing means when there's a fault, technicians can literally just visually follow the cable run by lifting consecutive panels. Ultimately, this all leads to drastically reduced downtime because getting direct access to power sockets and data lines is practically effortless. Let's wrap up the technical breakdown with Section 5, Protecting the System. So, despite its incredible strength, this floor actually has a major kryptonite: improper cleaning. It only works if the surface is perfectly preserved. You absolutely have to use soft pads for cleaning and strictly maintain the room's relative humidity between 45 and 55%. Because, dry air drastically increases static generation. On the flip side, avoid harsh solvents, acidic or high alkaline cleaners. And never, seriously, never apply wax. Just a simple film of wax acts as an insulator, and that will completely kill the floor's ability to drain static long before it even looks worn out. To maintain these incredibly precise tolerances, facilities have to follow a very strict, rhythmic life cycle of floor care. Daily care involves dry mopping with microfiber just to remove dust, spot cleaning with a damp microfiber cloth and a very specific cleaning agent, and carefully checking that tiles sit perfectly in their slots for porting any weird undulations straight to the building management system team. Then, weekly care steps it up a notch. It requires a really thorough vacuuming with a suitable machine, followed by a damp mop across the entire floor using the correct agent. Now, managing these exact tolerances at a massive scale requires incredibly high operational standards. To give you an idea, CTS executes this exact level of precision maintenance across massive data center campuses all throughout India. They manage these ultra-strict cleaning protocols to protect the ESD performance, while simultaneously ensuring that the cooling channels and cabling access are literally never compromised. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on. The next time you effortlessly stream a 4K video, run a super complex AI prompt, or just save an important file to the cloud, take a quick moment to ask yourself, how strong is the floor beneath it? Because without that hidden hero silently draining static, channeling freezing air, and hiding miles of tangled cables, our entire digital world would just grind to a screeching halt. Thanks for learning with me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.